big battle of the gods, huge destruction, transitions, multiple arenas. It's awesome. And with the sequel, of course, we're going to add new characters, and expand on that whole thing. But the gear system, what we're calling the gear system, is really like the foundation of what is brand new, what we're bringing to the table, differentiated from Injustice, as well as differentiating it from other fighting games.
Wow, very cool. So, like with each match that you fight, you'll be grabbing gear, or how does that work?
Yeah, so like after a fight is done, you're going to acquire some gear, and the gear actually powers up your character. So every character in the game has thousands and thousands of boots, utility belts, cowls, capes, insignias, and when you finish playing the game, it's kind of like XP. You're getting a drops of gear, and then you get to actually apply them to your character, and they power your character up in different ways. Defense, your strength, your abilities that you use in the with your special moves and your health meter, and you are in a constant process of leveling up.
So now, does this carry on to online also? Will I be able to face Superman versus my Superman, where it's decked out differently?
Yeah, and what you said is really key. It's like your Superman, your Batman, your Aquaman against somebody else's, and it's all personalized, and it is you literally customizing, molding your version of these characters that go up against somebody else's.
I love that idea because you see so often, there's certain characters who would be more popular than others, and you see a lot of mirror matches. But now, like you said, you can have your, maybe I'll focus on more offense type gear, versus maybe Swifter's defense type, gear.
Exactly.
Sounds very
You notice here there's this big transition. You can throw your opponent into a new arena where there's a whole new palette of objects that you can actually use in the fight. That was, something that really resonated with the last Injustice, and we really wanted to bring it over. And you look at these characters again, with Atrocitus. He's all about anger and hate and blood. So he has all these kind of blood moves. He can bring out, the
and flying cats.
Yeah. His name is Dexstar, and he's actually also a Red Lantern in the DC lore.
Wow.
And so Atrocitus can bring him out, use him, and he actually aids in the battle of the fight. Yeah, it's exciting. And Gorilla Grodd is all about big kind of primal moves mixed in with telekinetic moves. He's blasting them down back into the street arena where...
I was just going to say, and here we see the environmental interaction again.
Yeah, busting through walls, bouncing off. You see the power of these attacks.
Oh yeah, and we always describe it as the battle of the gods. So Grodd here is his.
That's what I love seeing too. Just these two brawlers beat the crap out of each other.
The variety of characters in this game is actually going to be even wider than the last one. So here is what we were talking about in terms of the gear. When you finish a round, your characters are leveling up. You see the stats of their strength and all that. But then this gear that you're rewarded with, the Curse of Rage, his new arms for Atrocitus, and Grodd has these. You can also be awarded gear for other characters.
Yeah, I just noticed.
You want to level up your other characters. It kind of gives you an incentive to really build up the entire cast.
That is very cool.
That is all. I'm actually really, really excited about the loot drop system and looking at if I face off against a man, he's got that awesome gauntlet. What am I going to do? Counter that or whatever.
Exactly. Or when you go online and you see somebody wearing some crazy crown, you're like, where did you get that?
Exactly.
And so there's a lot of kind of this big collection mechanic going on.
Oh man, when is this coming out? I'm sorry, I'm jumping to that, but I just want to play.
No, of course.
Unfortunately, we got to wait until 2017.
Oh, bad boy.
Yeah, but it's going to be worth the wait. Like we were saying, there's bigger roster of characters. This whole gear stuff is going to be so exciting, and just another great opportunity is with the first Injustice. There's always characters who didn't get in the roster.
Of course.
And a bunch of angry people that characters didn't get into the game. So a lot of it is satisfying those people, wanted to see Atrocitus, wanted to see Superman.
Yeah, comic book fans in particular can be pretty vocal when they are not listening.
And it's a great thing. I'd rather have people passionate about it, even if passion.
That's a nice, polite way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. People care, and these games, of course, there are fans of just Injustice itself, like we were talking about earlier. The comic book Injustice has really taken off, and fans just love the setting, like the story that the first game brought.
Oh, it was fantastic. It was such a great kind of summary of the events leading up to the first game. That's what was so cool about it. He's really has anger issues.
Like you said, I love that idea that you guys come from the perspective that it's like the gods, like just these beings with like ultimate powers, just throwing down.
Exactly. It's kind of like thinking of you have these super powered beings all kind of assembled, and a story that kind of gives them a reason to want to beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah. So, are there any changes to like the combo system or like the mechanics? I'm sure you guys are still kind of tweaking that, of course.
Yeah, we're always refining it. We every game we really want to add nuances that not only can be appreciated by kind of casual guys, but the hardcore fighting game guys. We really are big fans of esports and everything, and we really want to have this game be a big part of it with tournaments and all that stuff. So. There's a lot of really deep layers that we've added to the game for those players.
Love seeing the back and forth there, like even as you choose the characters.
Yeah,
that's a big part. Like in Mortal Kombat, you always had like these like awesome, very custom interactions between characters, and is that like
exactly? We were so happy with how that turned out. And these characters, they have a lot of them have relationships with each other, and they have stories famous stories. They make references to those stories. It's great. So you see a lot of nods to the to some of the comics you might have read, or or something you might have seen in other media. And it's great how you see those relationships. So they talk to each other before a fight, and it really kind of you'd be surprised how much it really adds a level of. Depth.
It really does.
Absolutely, keeping staying true to like the original kind of like source material that has come before. Because these characters, these are like the forefathers of the whole superhero comic scene, and very cool that you guys have taken that into account as well. Kept it in the game.
Yeah, we're and characters like the returning characters, Aquaman and Batman, Superman. What's cool is we've given them new moves and really kind of updated them. So like they're your favorite character. You love how they play. There's going to be some familiarity about it, but there's also other layers of stuff. Yeah.
Oh man. Supergirl,
Aquaman.
She's not messing around. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a transition into a train. I don't know if you guys have seen it on the right side. That is really cool because it's got you can actually the guy is actually like kind of spinning through the train here.
We're about to see it. Yeah.
There we go.
Oh,
that's great.
I love how it's Aquaman too. He's just getting knocked around.
Or Aquaman.
Yeah, he's got this awesome super move that's. It's probably one of my favorite ones in the game right now. It's just kind of really, it's just so ridiculously over the top. Yeah. Considering his last one had this big shark, he really wanted to have something that kind of one up that whole thing.
Wow!
Is it, or
I think we're seeing it right now. Look at that! Oh, it's something like prehistoric.
It's not even over.
Wow!
Oh, sick.
Yeah, I just want to say, Supergirl, she actually deserved that. Like, she's been knocking him around a while. Yeah. Look at that.
Oh man, I'm probably most excited for the loot system. That sounds like so like amazing. Just keep me coming back. Looking forward to the end of every match.
Exactly. Like fighting games are really all about traditionally have been about here's the character that we made. You learn it, you master it, you get it now.
You have, and you tease some of them in the trailer with obviously you got Batman and Superman and going at each other. But tell us, this game. Let's talk about sort of the customizations. One of the things we were in Chicago, you're talking a lot about, is how everyone's going to have a different Batman or a different Superman, right?
Yeah.
Tell us how that works.
Yeah, fighting games are all about, the character that you're playing. And for the most part, when people play the character, it's the character that we made, and you basically learn it, you master it, you learn the nuances of it, but you don't really change what it does. And that's kind of what we're introducing with this game. We're really like saying, okay, here's a base version of Aquaman, here's a base version of Superman, Atrocitus, and that's your starting point. And then when you start you start acquiring gear, and that gear actually makes your character more powerful. And you choose, you're the one who chooses what it is that it's going to enhance as far as the part of the game. And you know, as we can see before, you know, our super moves were kind of like we set such a high bar before. It's kind of like so we're trying to really just supersede all of this one.
I love that that's all in engine, all this insanity.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now I know at E3 here you're showing, I think it's what you 3 areas, 4 characters, or what can we expect?
We're going to see 6 characters.
6 characters.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, and 3 arenas. They're kind of like famous ones, you know, Metropolis, Gotham City, and Atlantis. You might notice as you're seeing the gameplay here is, you know, when you see Batman for the second time, he looks a little bit different. That's because that's a different Batman. When you see Grodd for the second time, it's a little bit different. Yeah. Everybody's is going to look different, and that's what's so exciting about it, because they're going to actually have, you know, the most personalized. The personalization is what we're really adding to this game, as far as, you know, making your version of Batman, your version of Superman, your version of Grodd, and just the outrageousness in it.
It looks insane. Well, Ed, thank you so much for stopping by.